All right, let's do it live on a First Friday edition of Cleveland Browns Daily. I am merely Bo. To my right, screen left, the orange jacket, Mr. Siciliano.
Good day. In front of an orange wall wearing a white shirt.
It'd be amazing if you were orange and orange.
That would be
if you
ridiculous.
actually brought the orange jacket.
How about Caleb Williams and the Bears, their new rivalry uniforms, dressing as Syracuse?
Or Illinois. Both.
Or both. I've heard of both ways.
Could go, like Donovan era.
Yeah, Donovan McNabb jersey right there.
Did they have an S on this helmet?
They did.
No, or was it just plain?
No, it was plain then. Yeah,
kind of like ours,
plain.
except
correct. It was plain.
The Navy.
Yep.
And the Great Sea. You were like waiting. You were poised. You were posed and poised.
I sidetracked your hello. I'm sorry.
Hello.
You like to come. You're an anti-hello guy.
Do it again. Give me another one.
I can't do it.
No, please.
The zest. It's like there's a meter, and then the zest just starts dripping.
This time with intensity.
Running out.
For those of you who are. For those of you joining us on the stream, we're cowboyed up, baby. Little true fan Nashville travel. Mr. Kirko going to join us.
Yeehaw!
Gosh, you would have been a great sheriff. I am Sheriff Branford.
Thank you kindly.
Look at that. Mr. Siciliano as well. You guys look great.
Okay. I got a Stetson at home. I should have brought it.
Yeah.
A Stetson Bennett, but I got a hat too.
Do you really? How'd you get the hat?
Years ago, I was doing a syndicated radio show with the great Anthony J. Bruno Sr., and we did a show at the Final Four for a couple of days down in San Antonio, and somebody brought us Stetsons in San Antonio, like a real one.
That's
Fantastic.
pretty cool.
It's in a box in my closet. Yeah.
It's funny when you do those when you go to those type of events. Did the national championship game in Dallas, and it was the same thing. It was like you get suited for Tony Lamas and hats,
awesome.
and you do all those things. And
Sure.
Yeah, that's very good. So away we go. So we'll have some details on this as the program goes along. Well, why don't we just tell you about it right now, since we're looking at it really quickly. For those on this live stream, you may notice we've got Nashville-themed studio today. That's because Browns Fan Travel, powered by True Fan Travel, is taking hundreds of Browns fans to Nashville in October. You don't want to miss it. Trips include flights, hotels, invitations to exclusive events, including a pregame tailgate party on the General Jackson Showboat, and, of course, a ticket to the game. Visit browns.com/travel to reserve your spot today. True Fan Travel is an official fan experience partner of your Cleveland Browns. When I moved, I drove through Nashville when I moved to Tallahassee from Montana. If you would have, that would have been in spring of 2001. If you would have told me that Nashville would become Nashville, I would have said you're nuts.
Yeah.
Like what
They're
it
getting
was
a
then
Super Bowl
to what it is now. I mean, they had no pro sports, nothing. It was Music City, country music,
The Music City. Yeah, Music City Miracle.
But that was it. New Orleans has always been a tremendous hospitality town, but that's changed a lot over 20 years. But nothing. But what city in America has changed more than Nashville in the last 20 years?
I'd say Nashville, Vegas, Austin. Those are the three.
Yeah.
But Nashville,
Scottsdale.
unbelievably so.
Yeah. Yeah, those have just changed dramatically. So anyway, Kirk will join us on that in about 40. Boy, we're running around.
We're running
in the building today.
I'm excited for
big
Nashville,
time.
by the
It's
way.
a big time.
I'm truly briefly. This is the only NFL stadium I've never been to. It's an amazing town. I'm excited for this trip.
The Nashville Stadium's the only one that
only one I've ever
current.
been to. Yeah, and this is the last year.
This is it, right?
Yeah,
they're getting the new
the
one.
Final
Yep.
countdown.
I've been there many times.
A great many times.
2014, largest road comeback in NFL history. I don't know if it still stands to this day, but we did that.
We'll make it.
Was that the butt catch?
No, that's Baltimore. Big
Is that
Blake
a Barnage? Yeah.
Didn't
On the
That
goal
was
line.
someone have a crazy touchdown catch in Nashville too?
I know we were down. I want to say it was like the Super Bowl, it was like 28-3 or something like
Jordan Poyer lacerated like a kidney.
that. He did
There.
on a special teams play, and
It's kind of scary.
yeah, I ended up having a great career. I was always a big Jordan Poyer guy.
Yeah, you liked him. He was good in Buffalo, too. Mr. Siciliano, first time that we've seen you since
Yes,
we have a
sir.
quarterback. So that
Yes.
happened on Monday.
Yes.
We discussed at great length both Monday and then again yesterday to a lesser extent. But you did get a chance to talk to Todd as well.
I did.
And,
Yep.
just kind of your thoughts on how that process all played out and Deshaun Watson quarterbacking your Cleveland Browns.
I think if we go back to the beginning of training camp and say this is the way it was going to land, I don't think any of us would have been surprised day one of training camp. It's how we got there. I think, obviously, that changed people's perceptions a little bit. Todd Monken is a first-time head coach, and I have often, from the day he got hired, likened this situation kind of to Bruce Arians, 60-year-old guy, beloved, funny, tells it like it is, finally gets his shot as an offensive coach to be the guy. He's playing to win, and he wants to put the team out there that he thinks gives him the best chance to win. And we have, since the schedule came out and since you guys, I remember Nathan doing the reaction show from the car somewhere in Illinois on the way to a golf outing, so fired up about the schedule in these first 2 games on the road in Florida. Right? I listen, long-time listener.
It's true. And it remains true. It did us no favors.
It pointed towards a veteran quarterback to start the season. And that is where we landed. Now, Nathan and I also spent the entire fourth quarter this past Saturday saying, well, this is interesting because Shedeur sure played well and Deshaun candidly did not in the third quarter this past Saturday. And that was before what happened on the podium after. But in the end, it's kind of where we thought it would be, because I do think it is fair. Both can be true. That Deshaun was the more consistent veteran operator of this offense throughout the entirety of camp, and that gives a veteran coach, or any coach for that matter, a certain level of comfort. And the other side of that can also be true. Shedeur has gotten exponentially better day in, day out, and I think he's going to start eventually. It's just not early on. And so here we go, but no, I'm not necessarily surprised.
Yeah, and the odds would say that he would, as Z pointed out on Monday. I mean, you talk about quarterbacks getting through a season completely healthy. It's pretty rare. Unfortunately, around here, it's been very rare. So this is similar. We talked about this a lot, but it's one of those things where Todd asks a lot out of his quarterbacks from the time that he puts the play in the headset in their helmets to the time that they say go. There's a lot. And it's one of those things where Deshaun Watson has worked in a bunch of different offenses through his career, dating all the way back to Clemson, to everything that he's seen in the NFL, the offenses he's seen here, the offenses he's seen in Houston, and from just being a professional quarterback for as long as he has, there's a byproduct to that where he's just quite a bit ahead on those type of things. Conversely, Shedeur has worked in offenses now, 2 different offenses in 2 years. The offense he ran at Colorado, very similar to what he ran in high school. And so that stuff kind of all pairs up and marries up. And now you're in a position where with Watson, there's a comfortability that comes with having a veteran in the spot. And so I think that is a big, big part of it. By the way, Deshaun was great Thursday against the Bills. He had the one interception in the joint practice, but he was great other than that.
And Shedeur made plays down the field in that game as well, as he did both in Chicago and then at Huntington Bank Field last week. I think I could say that, take Deshaun out of it for a second. The difference in Shedeur right now from the day he walked in the door from a football standpoint, it's night and day.
From the Rams preseason game.
I mean,
about a year ago.
Yeah, from running... Now, the Carolina game last year where he hadn't really practiced and everybody got hurt and you threw him in there and like TV magic on a Friday night, threw a couple of touchdowns and took the world by storm. Like, we're always going to have that moment. I was lightning in a bottle. But go to the Rams game at the end of the preseason and Joel and I, Petonio, talked about this after the game we did a Bark Tank segment on the field after the game before the tornadoes hit, that in that game, you're playing against Rams players who are going to get cut. I mean, the Rams barely fielded a team. And, there was this outrage. Well, this O-line and that O-line, it didn't look good. It did not. And the difference from then to today, I mean, it's like it's a different sport. So if you continue on that upward trajectory, which is, more difficult now that you're not the number one guy and you're not going to split reps evenly because it's time to get ready for a game, right? A game that matters, not just training camp. But if you continue that upward trajectory, we're going to see him soon. I have no doubt. And that's not predicting bad play by Deshaun. It's just it's going to be hard to keep him off the field if he keeps doing good things and keeps improving like the way he is.
Right now, Deshaun Watson is the starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. Deshaun Watson will remain the starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns if we're winning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If we're not, at some point, could be soon, could be later, Shedeur Sanders will get his opportunity. Mm-hmm. But if Deshaun Watson plays this whole season, that means that we're winning, and he's playing well, and we have a chance to go to the playoffs. That's the only way that happens.
I like playoffs.
I love them. Love them. Would be thrilled to go back. So I think from a Browns standpoint, this is exactly what the head coach thinks gives this team the best opportunity to win down in Jacksonville. This is the direction that he's going and why he's going that direction. And now we'll see. Now we get to play the games. That's the beautiful thing
It's
about
beautiful,
sports.
yeah.
Yes, we talk about it a lot. We talk about it for a living. People talk about it all the time. But now you're going to play the games. And for Deshaun Watson, this is his chance. I hope he goes out there and rips it. He should play as free as a bird, because unless he's ripping it, unless he's tapping into 2020 Deshaun Watson, he's not going to stay the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to stay the quarterback as a game manager.
No,
he's going to stay
he's
the
gotta
quarterback
play.
by making plays and letting it rip. So if you're him, you're on. To me, you have an opportunity now, due to a new head coach coming in, to resurrect a career that a year ago you would not have had this opportunity. It was an impossibility, in fact. And now you have it. Go make the best of it and play well. And Browns fans, if we win, Browns fans hopefully will be happy. If we do not win, there will be a change. And this team is trying to figure out, can Deshaun Watson or can Shedeur Sanders be the answer for this football team going into 2027? If not, we are positioning ourselves with 2 number 1 picks. We have 2 2s and 28. We have a lot of the assets to move around, if need be, to find and get the quarterback that is going to be the future and present of this football team. That's it. That's what the season is about in that room, period.
I want to run something by you guys. So yesterday we had, as the collective the NFL had a scary afternoon for about 20 minutes with Jamar Chase, where that looked pretty dicey. Hard Knocks last night, which I really enjoyed, had 2 catastrophic injuries for players that they think that happened while they were filming. One in a joint practice. Actually, were both joint practices?
No, Jake Bobo was joint practice. Bud Clark was in the game.
In the game.
Yeah.
Okay, so they had 2 in Nashville. Is where this happens. They had 2. And then I was just thinking about, I kind of circled back. So I was thinking about all of this injury stuff, all of these things. And I circled back to Cincinnati and kind of how it's really a right now go for them. Like Buffalo, who was here last week, got to go. And then I remembered that 7 years and 2 days ago is when Andrew Luck retired. At 29.
7 years and 2 days ago.
That's
We were there.
You guys were there. Yeah, we had the joint practices that had the fights and all that
That was
stuff.
the Browns game that week.
Andrew Luck
Yeah.
was.
Oh, wow, I forgot.
Yeah, we were there. We were there for joint practices, and it happened during the game. It was on a Saturday. In the pregame, they had to walk him out because it started to get around that he was retiring. That was a Browns game. It was 7 years and 2 days ago. He was 29 years old at the time. Andrew Luck is just 36 years old right now. And I guess how old Joe Burrow is, by the way. 29. Yeah. So there is something that is so fleeting about this. And so when you think about, well, we're set, we've got him for this long. I mean, we're looking at a picture of Nick Chubb every day. Yeah. Up until the Minkah Fitzpatrick hit happens and Nick gets hurt, you just think to yourself, well, we're going to have Nick Chubb until he's 31 and he's going to be one of the best running backs in the league.
Until he drives himself to camp.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And now... And so I guess my point in all of this is we tend to get lost sometimes in big picture stuff. And I think when you have, and this kind of ties back into Todd, use the Bruce Arians analogy. This is a 60-year-old man who just wants to win right now. He doesn't know how many chances he's going to get at this. He wants to win right now. This is what he views as the best chance to win. And quite honestly, you've done some stuff for the Rams in the past. I think a lot of teams might be better off kind of serving that way. Of course, always have an eye on the big picture. But at the same time, these seasons, man, they come and go quickly. Years stack. You never know when you're going to get an opportunity. And if you're the Irsay family, you would have thought, well, 36-year-old Andrew Luck, we're in our 3rd version of building around him.
Right. He's on his 4th contract.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're totally right, and you mentioned Hard Knocks, and I'll go NFL films here. Remember the old Jerry Glanville?
Yeah.
NFL not for long.
Not for long.
Not for long. And to me, you always got to remember that. Not for long.
No.
Not for long. I was calling a Rams game in the booth at the Coliseum, preseason football that day, where you guys were with the Browns and the Colts in Indy, and I remember the news came across, and we were like, excuse me? And we didn't really call the rest of the game because it was the preseason. Sean McVay was playing nobody. We just that was the story. Yeah. That was the story in American sports, and you never know when one of those is going to come. We are now embarking on a glorious unknown future here for all 32 teams. Play the game. Play the game that when you get to the end of this season and look back, whether it's week 18 or the Super Bowl on Valentine's Day, just look back and through the stack of unbelievable headlines over the previous 5 months, where just one of them, you go, if I had told you week 1 that this would have happened, how it would have changed your perspective on any and everything for all of these teams. There are so many unknowns and so many curveballs and variables that will undoubtedly happen, guaranteed to happen for everybody between now and Valentine's Day, that you owe it to the people next to you, the office next to you, and the people in the locker room that you're coaching and that you're playing for and with, to try to win each and every day. I'm not trying to give some big speech here, but it's
true.
It's 100% true.
Yep. Yeah. You have that's what's fun about it. There's all this unknown. There are so many teams that have so much great expectations, and we always say with great expectations comes great responsibility. But, I mean, you think about the fact that two of the guys we talk about all the time, or three, I'll include Joe Burrow, but then I'll separate him because he has been to a Super Bowl, still hasn't won a Super Bowl.
Right.
Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen have not been to a Super Bowl.
No.
It's so hard when you have everything going your way and have that guy, that there are so many things that could go here, there, whatever. So many what ifs, as you talked about. Different finish to last season. The Browns are picking first.
number one.
Then we're having a completely
The final two
different
games
discussion.
I
Final
mean,
two games,
very
that's it.
simple. You lose the final two games.
You pick
By the
first.
way, beating Aaron Rodgers was glorious. Okay, and seeing Miles set the record and Andre Schmidt carried off with that field goal, considering how his season began week one.
Sure. Against the same Bengals.
Exactly. That was glorious last year. But yeah, you lose those two games, and Mr. Mendoza's in the building.
Yeah.
And then we're having a completely different discussion.
Sliding doors.
Right now.
Oh, the room's entirely different.
Sliding doors.
But that's
Sliding
the
doors.
NFL. That
The
really
N-
is. That's it.
If in what year was Andrew Luck drafted? So we'll go back. We'll tie it back to Andrew Luck.
12.
He was drafted in
Do I
12.
have that right?
Correct.
The year
said that
after Corella
correct.
Painter was
You are
the starter
correct.
for the Colts.
Am I right? I think
Yeah.
it's 12.
So go back to 11. There was a botched extra point, Rams-Browns at Huntington Bank Field. Do you remember that?
Okay.
Do you remember that?
I do not.
Okay, look it up. Was it Phil Dawson in 11?
Maybe.
Okay.
That sounds right. Yes.
Yeah, it was a bad snap. If Phil Dawson had hit that extra point, Browns probably win, or there's a tie, or it goes to overtime. Either way, the Rams won the game because the Browns couldn't execute an extra point. And because of that, the Rams ended up picking second. And who was one? The Colts.
The Colts were one,
right.
and Washington was,
I can tell you definitively, the Rams, even with Sam Bradford in year 2 or 3, would have taken Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, they
you're right.
would have taken Andrew Luck. So a botched extra point in a Browns-Rams game in 2011 led Andrew Luck to Indianapolis. Like, what if? You want to go down the crazy rabbit hole? Are the Rams still in St. Louis if that extra point isn't botched? Does Andrew Luck
probably
turn everything around in St. Louis? Unlikely. But just like the craziness of the what ifs.
Well, just you could play that game forever, even with Indy, because if Peyton Manning comes out after his junior year, that ties to the Rams too. Because
Sure.
I think they ended up taking. Was that the year they take Orlando Pace one?
Who turned into a pretty good player.
A Hall of Fame gold jacket. I think that was it. I think it was the Rams. It was either Rams or Tennessee. I can't remember who it was. But the Peyton Manning came back for his senior year at Tennessee, and he would have been the number one pick the previous year. He ends up being the number one pick for the Colts. And if that doesn't happen, is there Lucas Oil Stadium? Probably not. Without Peyton Manning.
It's a fun one. The 1997 draft, so Peyton came out in 98. The 97 draft, Orlando Pace was number 1 overall, the St. Louis Rams.
So if Manning would have came out after his junior year, he goes number 1 to the
probably.
to the
Think
St.
about
Louis
Lovie
Rams.
Smith on the way out with Houston.
Yes.
Oh, that one.
Davis Mills converts a 4th and 20 to Jordan Akins, who then becomes a Cleveland Brown, and then a 2-point conversion. They win. They end up with the 2 pick. They would have taken Bryce Young 1 overall. They end up with C.J. Stroud. Now, after the very first year of that, it seemed like the greatest of fortune. Now, C.J. Stroud still has won a playoff game every year that he's been in the league, which is pretty impressive. But that's another one that Bryce Young probably certainly better suited to be playing in a dome anyway.
100%.
What's his that's on one of the things that when you talk about these things, you gotta you gotta win these games, and there's no momentum from beating Cincinnati and Pittsburgh last year.
Oh no,
for our
not
organization,
for us.
it's a completely
No.
different
But felt good.
organization. Felt good at the time.
Yeah, wore off
but
48
would
hours later.
Would it feel better to have the number 1 quarterback? I don't know. It feels like it would probably be certainly different discourse around our football team right now.
No question.
So
sure.
sometimes, and it's hard, you can't go out there. It's one of the hard things about the NFL.
Yeah.
And that coaches certainly in this case, I referenced Lovie Smith. Lovie Smith knew that was his last game. We've learned from reporting that Kevin also knew that was his last game. And it's one of those things where there are, so many what ifs. I mean, it could be something. We're talking about things that happened at the end of the season. It could be something that happened at the beginning of the season. Think about, I remember the first Browns game that I went to after moving here was the Dwayne Rudd game. That game was over. So that would have changed a standing.
It was actually over.
No, legitimately, the game was over.
Yeah.
The Browns had won, the Chiefs had lost.
Correct. It was over.
But that could have, that I don't know if that did have any impact on anything, but that's something that is a one in a gajillion that changed it. It's so many little things like that. And that's why football comes down to, regardless of if you're, a team predicted to go to the Super Bowl, and I think you certainly have the benefit of having those quarterbacks that make a difference. But it usually comes down to a handful of plays a game. And the difference between being 3-14 and being 8-9 is really not that big. You can go back through our season last year. We won 5 games. We could immediately rattle off 3 games that we should have won by performing in just a reasonable manner.
Get a one-armed Carson Wentz off the field in London.
80 yards. 80 yards.
After the other Carson, our Carson, broke him in half.
That's right.
At the end of the first half.
Yeah.
Right. 3 weeks later, Carson Wentz, he's a tough guy, to his credit.
Yeah.
Shut him down.
Done
right?
for the year.
Get off the field. And, everything could turn. Like, I know I sound like a bitter 12-year-old here, but I was 12 years old, and I've said this all the time. Like, if Rich Carlos's kick is
no good,
accurately officiated, he missed the kick. Like, I don't know. Bernie's got a ring other than the one with his Cowboys, right? Like, there's so many sliding doors in the franchise.
Who would they have had to play that year?
That would have been that's the tough part of it.
Yeah,
I think those NFC teams housed the Broncos.
Giants, I think. The Giants or the
Niners beat the Broncos 55-10.
Yeah, and there was a
the
Washington
Broncos got
team that
housed in
bombed
all
the
three
that
of
bombed
those.
the Broncos.
Yeah.
They played one competitive game against the Giants. I can't remember. I think that's 86.
Yeah, so that would have been.
That would have been.
That would have been.
Alright. So you're saying
the
there's
one that
a-
would have been
you're saying there's a
competitively.
chance.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah.
I have one I want you guys to think about since this all started with the Andrew Luck conversation. Who, by the way, the year before he retired, they went 10-6 and he was the comeback player of the year.
Right.
Yes.
Like, so there was no
Indication.
Yeah.
No, the year before he missed the whole year with the shoulder, and probably staring down the barrel of that. He's 36 years old right now. He's actually the general manager of Stanford football.
He easily could be playing right now.
Okay, so if he were to get into shape, if he were to get into football shape, and say I'm ready to play, and if he were a free agent, how many NFL teams right now on August 26th would say, "Come on in, and here you go"?
All of them.
No. You're the starter. Go. Like that would happen
you're
in
the
Buffalo.
starter. Okay.
That's not Buffalo. Like just go team by team.
Okay.
How many teams?
Just go division.
So AFC East. Buffalo, obviously no.
No.
Miami.
Yes.
Yes.
Jets, yes.
Yes.
New
Jets
England,
on
no.
Jets. New England, no.
No.
Okay, so
2.
Miami's an interesting one because
They'd say yes.
They would say yes.
but then they wouldn't be tanking, and they'd be taking a 36-year-old man, right? I mean, it's hasn't played in a while, but okay.
I think they would allow that season would be to get his feet wet. They have nobody other than Devon Achane.
Yeah.
I think they'd be
All right.
fine.
Our division: Baltimore, no. Cincinnati, no. Us, yes. Pittsburgh,
Yes.
yes.
that would be fascinating.
100%.
Like paratroop him in.
yeah.
With Rodgers still there.
Go by. Gone. Go have some
Rodgers is
ayahuasca.
gone. McCarthy just gone. We'll see you later.
Yep.
In the year of our Lord 2026,
Yes,
a
young Gabriel.
quarterback room with Aaron Rodgers and Andrew Luck, I think our sophisticated football audience understands the insanity behind that.
So we're at 4.
That's
Yeah, we're
amazing.
at
Didn't General Andrew Luck fight at Gettysburg
I think
anyway?
he
Other
did.
side of the state, but I think he'd be comfortable in
He
Pittsburgh.
may have
Yes.
actually
Okay.
had Rodgers on in one of his regiments.
Yes.
Houston, yes. Or no. What do you
I
think
don't
about
know.
Houston with CJ?
I don't know.
I think they would say no because of that would
I think
eliminate
they'd
the
say
possibility to keep CJ. So they're like this year's a referendum on him. I think they
Okay,
want
so
that
no.
data point.
Indy,
yes.
Yeah, of
Yes.
course. Jacksonville,
No.
Uh,
No.
yeah.
No.
Probably okay.
Tennessee, yes.
Tennessee, yes.
Cam Ward in year 2?
I think so.
Yes. Yeah, there's a little.
36-year-old Andrew Luck, Cam
Yeah.
Ward in year 2, number 1 pick in the draft.
I am still bullish on
You're
Cam
punting
Ward.
on Cam
I am
Ward
not
at
punting
that
on Cam
point.
Ward yet.
I'm taking Andrew Luck.
I know, but I'm just saying he's 36
I'll
years
trade
old.
Cam Ward. I know teams that like
I will
Cam
let
Ward.
Cam Ward learn from Andrew Luck. So I know it's only the
He's
preseason.
36. You
I
could
know
have
it's
him
only
for
the
4 or 5
preseason.
years.
You know how many how many passes Cam Ward's completed of more than 7 air yards this year through 2 games, and he's played extensively. He's played like full halves.
Same number as young Gabriel.
Yep,
Nil,
this many.
Denver. No.
I like to push
No.
the ball downfield,
Yes,
man.
I know you do. Clearly,
Denver, no. Kansas City, no.
No.
Vegas, no.
No.
Chargers, no.
Denver now?
I don't
Denver,
think they're
no.
punting on Knicks,
Denver,
are
no.
they?
You're just saying, let's
Denver,
get
no.
Andrew Luck in here with Sean
But
Payton.
but he's 36. It's 7
know.
years ago.
Denver
Like
was in the Super Bowl with Bo Nix. If Bo Nix doesn't break his ankle, Denver beats New England.
I know,
I'll say
but
it
he
right
did.
now.
No, I agree.
so
But he
5
did.
or 6, somewhere like that in the AFC. NFC East. Dallas, no. Giants. Are they punting on
Yes.
Jackson Dart?
Yes.
He's out.
Yes.
Philly, no. They're punting on Jalen.
I would love to see
Yes,
Super
they
Bowl
would.
I mean,
MVP.
Howie
Howie
Luck
Roseman
in
is
that
cutthroat.
offense. Sean Mannion.
Howie
bringing-
Roseman is cutthroat. Yes, of course.
It's just he's 36. He's
I
not
know.
29.
But I'm just in my mind, he's still going to play like he did before.
Well,
Throw the ball like
we
he did
don't know
before.
that. We just
You
know
could
he's.
get out of
I'm saying you're
Jalen's
rolling the
contract.
dice on it.
Get out of
Well, we're
Washington.
going to do a tryout.
Washington.
No.
No.
No. Now, here's why. Because Jaden is still like I am giving him a pass on last year. He got hurt.
Yeah.
Everything you saw 2 years ago, you hope you still have. Their offensive line is such a disaster right now that Andrew Luck would die on the battlefield.
Well,
to go back to General Andrew Luck, he would not make it with that team in Washington.
He has a vote in this too, so my guess is he wouldn't go to Miami for
I'm
similar
just saying,
reasons.
if-
But yes,
If,
okay.
If they watch quarterbacks, they might say, "Give me Andrew Luck."
Well, if we're worried about numbers
Other
being
things.
retired at LSU in the middle of training camp, then we got a lot of problems.
And there are other things.
Yeah, and other things. NFC North: Bears, no. Lions,
No.
I don't think so.
No.
Packers,
No.
Definitely not. They love
Vikings, yes.
Vikings.
Yes, Vikings.
No brainer.
yes.
They would spread.
Lions.
They would probably,
How
the
old's
Vikings
Goff right
No.
now? How old's Goff right now?
He's younger than Luck because he came in what?
They wouldn't.
16?
They love Goff. Yeah, they wouldn't do it.
Go draft Sam Laporta. You saw what our guy Drew Petzing did with Trey McBride.
Yeah.
Go draft Sam Laporta.
gotta stay
Here's an entire division of yeses:
Okay.
Atlanta, Carolina, New Orleans, Tampa.
Yep.
Yes.
All of them.
Yes.
All of them.
I think the one that might be the least likely to say yes in that one, if reports are to be believed right now, is New Orleans.
With Shuck.
Yeah.
They
They're
found
like
a guy
him.
for now. Yeah. For now.
We'll see.
NFC West: Arizona's a layup.
Yep.
Yes.
Rams,
No.
No.
Niners.
I think the Rams is an interesting
I don't
conversation.
think the Rams would do it. No.
No way. They're,
Although,
This is gonna be the last year of Stafford,
Sit
probably.
Stafford for a year
Oh.
and say,
well,
sit Luck for a year and tell Stafford.
no. Next year you would absolutely do it. This year you're already down the road with Stafford. You couldn't do it this year. But next year, knowing the way that place thinks, they would absolutely be over the moon at the fun intellectual challenge of making it work with Andrew Luck. Absolutely.
How much older is Stafford than Luck?
Stafford's 37 right now.
So just a year
Or is he
difference
38? He might be
between the
38
two.
by now.
Because Andrew, while Stafford had many years in the league, Andrew played
Matthew's
all,
38.
I think Luck played until he was 23 at Stanford. He was a late starter. I think he played all 4 years.
Matthew will turn 39 on the Sunday between the NFC Championship game and the Super Bowl.
Oh, so he's 2 years older.
Yeah, 30.
Okay. Niners? Purdy's on the...
I don't know.
They kick Purdy to the curb?
I think so.
He wouldn't have to move. He
Get a
lives there.
text to Pedro right now.
He lives there.
I need Pedro. He does. It's perfect. Right across.
I think so.
So they take a 36-year-old Luck over a 26-year-old Purdy.
They would just sit Purdy for a year.
Yeah, but I think if you're signing Luck, you're signing him for a few years. Like you're not just signing him for a year.
Would Andrew go back to play next to the substation?
Maybe we should have.
No.
We maybe should have rethought the Chargers then too.
No way.
Harbaugh loves him.
Harbaugh just called him the greatest quarterback
He
ever.
loves Luck though. That was his boy
But he just
at
called
Stanford.
Jeff Bridges. I mean, if we're saying right now that Justin Herbert is the greatest quarterback ever, that includes Andrew Luck. He said that.
Seattle.
Harbaugh said that.
Captain Hyperbole or Captain Comeback? Which is he?
They're not
Seattle?
not right off the Super
Seattle?
Bowl. No, the Super Bowl gets Darnold to pass. Did you see his tight RPMs?
They wouldn't do it.
Not right off the Super
You
Bowl.
want to now?
We're talking. Basically we're saying half the league pretty much.
Yeah.
would take Andrew Luck and say go start.
Yeah.
Would you
having not played in 7 years?
Would you sell Andrew Luck on come back and get a ring and sit behind Sam Darnold? Because if you watch Hard Knocks last night,
I did. Yeah.
okay, and if you watch any of these Seahawks preseason games against the Cowboys and against the Titans, both are in primetime, I think there's a chance that the 92nd overall pick last year, one Jalen Milroe, is firmly on the bubble.
Well, if you watched Hard Knocks last night, you would say that
Yes.
that bubble maybe burst.
Yes.
It was pretty bad.
He is firmly on the bubble.
But I don't think he's going to back up anybody. But the point is, half the league on a guy who has not played in 7 years would probably say yes, come start.
Yes.
That's how good he was.
Yes.
Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
I'm
One of the craziest ones, right? I mean, it's kind of it's a little
It's Barry
bit.
Sanders-esque.
It's Barry, but it's even it is. Barry's probably the best because Barry disappeared out of public light
During
too.
training camp.
Kevin Johnson
Yep.
did too, like just disappeared kind of.
Honestly, Jim Brown.
Except he went to Hollywood.
He went to
we saw it.
Hollywood?
Like we didn't.
Yeah, but he
Andrew
sent a
Luck-
letter from London.
I can't remember who did the story. It might have been Wickersham did the story with Luck. Nobody had heard from him in 5 years, and he was living down the street from the Colts facility.
Yeah.
In Westfield, that Carmel area in northern Indianapolis suburbs. No one had even heard of it from him. Where was he? He just went away.
He didn't go
But
up
then
to the
didn't go
mountains. He
anywhere.
just he retired to a suburban home.
he just
and drove by the facility.
played some golf.
Wild. Now he's at Stanford.
Looking like a cardigan-wearing bearded professor, like he was going to teach lit.
If anyone can get the Stanford alumni base fired up to donate to money,
It's him. Yeah.
why not them? Why not them?
Yeah,
Of course.
I was at the College Football Hall of Fame thing a couple of years ago in Vegas when they put Andrew Luck in, and he's up there on stage. And, I mean, again, he's in his, he's probably 33 or 4 at that point.
Probably, yeah.
Okay. And he had clearly lost a lot of weight. If you had told me that guy played professional football, like, no, that's my professor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The beard, the glasses.
It wasn't
all of it.
50, wasn't 60, was 30-something, and that looked like a guy that you had to, remember to turn your homework into.
Yeah. It's wild. It's wild that it all happened. Speaking of college football, we were curious if they would ever do anything about
here we
any of
go.
it. So we've got a little bit of something being done. The SEC joined the Big Ten, who put it together their plan on Tuesday. Unanimous opposition to athletes leaving the NFL and returning to college teams, passing a new conference rule that gives Commissioner Greg Sankey full authority and autonomy to enforce it with penalties. The rule change passed 16-0, meaning LSU, who is set to acquire Daquan Wright, who played for Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss, the tight end who was here. Here's what is a couple of things. The SEC announced institutions are not permitted to have an athlete on its roster as previously declared for the NFL, NBA, WNBA. As a quick aside, that's going to cause them big problems because NBA is different. I don't understand how they're going to do that because they have EuroLeague kids
Yeah.
Well, I was saying,
who are on college
right,
basketball
isn't
rosters. So that's a
pro-
massive problem.
And D-League guys.
Tons. So that's a massive problem. I don't know. The NFL side of it, they should have just handled that. So they prohibited also who signed contracts with the NFL or any other professional league, NBA, G League, or WNBA. So it's that as well. Here are a couple of things that I think are noteworthy. Go ahead, G-Man.
Also, this is from Schefter at 2:30.
Okay.
The NFL will provide clarity to clubs later today regarding league rules governing player eligibility that have been in place and remain unaltered. A player that goes back to college this season will be prohibited from signing with an NFL team this year. A player signed to an NFL contract who is subsequently cut is a free agent. He may sign with another NFL club, the CFL, or return to college, but that player is considered a free agent and will not be subject to a future draft. So in Daquan Wright's example,
Yeah.
he goes back to LSU. When he wraps up at LSU, he's going to be a free agent in the National Football.
Okay.
But he's
but
not
if-
going to go back to LSU either because now the SEC is saying you can't. And here's the thing that this is the thing that the SEC and the Big Ten did that I think have teeth as someone who talks about this daily. Number one, they're punishing the coaches, not the player. So that's the first time that the coaches are being punished. So half a year suspension for the coaches if they take a kid who did this. So if Kiffin plays this kid, they're not going after Daquan Wright. They're not going after any of these guys. They're going after the coaches. So that's a half-season suspension for Kiffin if he plays this kid. So
Okay,
that's massive.
but listening to what Gabe just said-
the second
Go ahead,
part of
go
it
ahead.
that's noteworthy from the college side of it is in the SEC ruling, they are going to take half of the money from the football revenue that LSU makes. That's part of the ruling
That's
as
a lot
well.
of coin.
Conference will.
Yes, as a penalty.
What is there?
Massive. That'd be
Of
Eight-
course, it'd be
eight
massive. I'm
figures.
saying, what is that defensible in court?
none of this is, which is the problem. None of this is, but the problem is, where are the damages? They're not saying Daquan Wright can't play. They're saying he can play, but if he plays, Lane Kiffin's going to get in trouble. So Lane Kiffin would have to be the one to sue for damages. Lane Kiffin can't sue himself.
Well, I thought that the SEC said, nope, you're not eligible if you've been on an NFL team.
They are, but they're saying that the penalty will land at the coach's feet rather than the player.
Okay.
So we'll see if, and then the NFL with this is the NFL trying to buttress this and give it. The last thing I'll say on this is the first time in my experience that two conferences have gone outside, around, and beyond the NCAA for a rule. That's never happened before.
Like the NCAA's.
Notre Dame followed, ACC followed, Big 12 is going to follow, but you had to have these two do it first. So this is similar to the Sorsby thing, where it's more groupthink than NCAA overtune, and then it's NFL trying to buttress at the end.
Probably where we're headed, period, I think.
So going on what Gabe just said, assuming I'm understanding what you just said clearly about Schefter's report here, and right now the league is meeting. They just approved the new Seahawks owner, so that's why they're doing all the league business today. So let's say LSU tells Daquan Wright, Lane Kiffin says, "Hey, I'm not going to put my neck on the line here. Like they're gonna hit us, hammer us. Sorry, dude, we're out." The NFL is now telling him, "You can't come back." So he is pure no man's land. He's got to go play in Canada,
This is the Sorsby thing.
right?
Yeah, this is Sorsby.
Yeah. So he got his agent, Drew Rosenhaus, right? Powerful NFL agent. Clearly, Drew Rosenhaus has called the Browns and said, "Hey, we'd like out. We have this deal." They told him, "Okay, we'll do it for you." Just to be clear, Browns fans, this has been painted, especially on social media, as a very, oh my God, this happened to the Browns thing. The Seahawks have had two running backs leave the defending Super Bowl champions, Hankerson and Harden. Harden, who is here with us. Two running backs leave in the last week to go to college football. So this is not just a Browns
No,
thing.
no.
No matter how it's framed nationally.
It's also not just an LSU. There's two guys at Indiana.
Right.
And there's a guy at UCLA.
Yeah. So if these schools back down now after their conferences lay down the law, these kids, I mean, where's their like? How do they recoup the damages? Because no one's gonna that check's not gonna cash, right? And so now they're stuck in no man's land here, and they were sold a bill of goods by A, these schools, and B, especially these agents.
That's great. Yeah, you're exactly right. I don't know where the damage is. That, like, if you're Rosenhaus, then who do you go after here? Like, if Daquan Wright doesn't ever re-enroll at LSU, do we still retain his rights?
He's just lost income this year. Like, whatever he's promised, he ain't getting it if
No.
LSU has to do what the SEC just said.
And it sounds like it says, this is just updated from Schefter. It says, the NFL will inform its clubs that any player who returns to the college ranks will be prohibited from signing with an NFL team this season. They'll provide more clarity on what it is. Special meeting is happening right now where mine teams have a rule that any player signed to an NFL contract who is subsequently cut as a free agent may sign with another NFL club, the CFL, or return to college. But any player who returns to college this year will be considered a free agent, therefore not subject to future draft. Fundamental principle of NCAA eligibility because of Daquan Wright, Xavier Harris. They're talking about going back to LSU. Players can regain their college eligibility if they terminate their NFL contracts and repay any pro earnings. Wright cleared waivers Tuesday. He's expected to sign with LSU today. Sources have told Schefter. The SEC and the Big Ten, however, approved new rules Tuesday that prevent players from leaving the NFL and joining college teams. So it sounds like to me like he can't sign with LSU.
No, not unless LSU is going to deal with the punishment that the SEC has laid out, which is now severe. Good times.
I mean, Brendan Bates went on IR today. You want to come back? Although, do you want a guy back that said, I don't want to be here, I want to go play college football?
The pay's more. That's somebody asked me this today. Like, what if it was your kid? I'd say, go get the money. Get the money.
Yeah.
Get the money.
Yeah.
Most of us would.
Dollar bill.
So, yeah, absolutely.
Yep, we waived. By the way, we did make two moves. You mentioned Brendan Bates was waived today as well from injured reserve, as well as Benton Whitley was waived today.
There you go. Kirko, coming up next. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're brought to you by Bally Bet and the Bally Bet Sportsbook. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. right, welcome back in. Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Ballybet and Ballybet Sportsbook. Please bet responsibly. You see the True Fan Travel folks here with the various. We got a lovely white hat over there, some music
Some
notes.
accoutrement.
Yeah, you got a couple of boots. There you go. That's nice. That's nice. Kirko will be on this trip. We're efforting Christian Kirksey. We're efforting him until we do. This is a city you're familiar with. You were just down there. Where you were down there? Oh, you had a college visit.
Yeah, college
With
visit at
buckets.
Vandy with Artie
Yeah.
Buckets. I think it's a great city. The new stadium looked pretty darn close to being done when we were there. It is literally right next to the old one. So,
Okay.
I mean, literally right next to the old one.
How did they have land for it?
I suppose that I could hit a wedge
Nice.
from one stadium into the other stadium.
That'd be great.
And I don't think I actually could, but maybe 9-iron.
Nine iron?
Got a 9
If you
iron.
get
Got it
enough-
up. Yeah, if I got it up. Because that one actually is a pretty flat one, the old Nashville. It's not big. It's
The
not
old
huge.
Nashville or the
Yeah.
new Nashville?
The old.
The old?
The new is the one I'd have to really make sure I got it up to get in. But yeah, right next to it. I don't know how they had that land. I mean, it's kind of right there on the outskirts of downtown, right when you come across the river.
Yep.
It's right there.
Yeah.
The new one looks like it's going to be pretty cool. The old one never really felt like an NFL stadium to me.
I've never been in it. I've been by it, but I have not been in it.
What was it called? Like
I
Nissan
gotta
Stadium?
tell you,
Nissan for the longest time.
that stadium's. I like the Nashville Stadium.
Nashville Stadium?
It just didn't feel like an NFL stadium.
No, but like the sight lines were great.
Sightlines are great.
From a media standpoint, I'm selfish. That's a great stadium to call a game in.
Gibbe, as someone who grew up on the eastern part of the United States, was Nashville a place people went to like party when you were young?
Absolutely not.
Not.
No.
So
No.
that's a last 20
Yeah.
years thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's
No-
pretty
no
open
question.
in one end, as I remember. Like one end has really no seats. I guess it is kind of high on the sides.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of those road trips where you're like, be smart.
Kirko on hold.
It's real easy to stay out, and all of a sudden it's midnight, and then you forget the game starts at noon.
Okay. Oh, yeah, it's central.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, I am told Mr. Kirksey is on the line now, so we had on the hotline for the great Christian Kirksey. He joins us, and you will be part of this trip to Nashville, my friend. First of all, it's great to talk to you. It's been a while. How's everything going? You excited for football to be here, my man?
Man, how y'all doing, man? I'm definitely excited for football season. I mean, who don't get excited for football season? Best time of the year, man. So I'm glad to be on board and head to Nashville when the Browns get out there.
Kirko, your rookie year, right? When the largest road comeback in NFL history, down 28-3, which is a popular score in Super Bowls for certain teams, and the Browns win at 29-28. Was that kind of a oh my goodness moment for you?
Look, I'm gonna tell you, it was an oh my goodness moment because for one, I had a penalty. I hit locker late in
Yep.
the end zone, and everybody was like, dude, you're going to have a big fine. So I get back to Cleveland, and I have a $20,000 fine. And I'm a rookie. And I'm like, holy crap.
Like, that's not right. I'm just trying to play football.
I was just trying to play football. So part of me was happy that we got the road win and made history and all that stuff. And then the second part of me was like, dude, I'm coming out 20 grand. So, but it was a good moment, man, a surreal moment. Just having a good time with the team and enjoying that win. So it's a great memory. So hopefully we get to Nashville and we do it again.
What are you up to these days, Kirko? We always love when we get a chance to
Man,
talk. I just want to check in with you. What's been going on?
Man, dude, I got 3 kids, me and my wife.
Congratulations.
We running around chasing them.
How
Thank
old?
You, thank you. My daughter is right. My daughter is right here right now. She'll be 2 in September, and then my son Christian Jr. He's 4, and then Aria, my oldest, she's 6. So
6. Oh, you
I got
are
a madhouse right
You
now.
are in the thick of it, brother.
You're playing soccer?
Yeah, man. Say it again.
You playing soccer? Are they playing soccer? Because 4 is probably a little too early for football, would be my guess. But my guess is that everybody
So
plays
actually-
soccer earlier. Do you have a football option as for a 4-year-old?
Yeah, so actually we can start training him for flag football. He can't do the competing right now, but
Yeah.
we got him doing some classes to where, like, he can get out there and just do the fundamentals and everything like that. So
That's
obviously,
awesome.
I'm hyped for that. And my oldest, she's a dance girl. Like, I'm a dance dad now. I go to all the competitions and everything, dance classes, and just cheer on. So
that's beautiful.
My world is a little different right now.
Yeah. No less challenging.
None.
No less challenging.
No.
Maybe more. There's no off season.
Absolutely.
There's no off season in parenting. It is a
No.
No off season at all. All year round.
That's awesome. Where are you guys living right now?
We out in Houston.
In Houston.
Okay.
We out in Houston, man. So once I retired, I just kind of chilled out here for a little bit. I got family out here and everything. So the only thing I don't like is the heat.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, the heat is brutal. It's brutal, man. So I miss that. I miss that Ohio weather.
Well, you can
Where
always
get
come
to
back here in
change the
February and really.
Yeah, we can. We want to do a house swap. Z and I will do a house swap.
We'll go to
with you.
Houston.
We'll go to Houston
in
in
February.
You
You come up here. You can get cool and say, "Oh, I'd like to be warm again."
Hey, man, look. I miss that lake breeze, man. You know, I miss it, man.
Kirko, this is your third year on these True Fan travel trips. You've been to a bunch of places.
Yeah.
You're going to be in the Nashville trip. What makes these trips special, and what are you looking forward to in the Nashville trip?
So for me, I get a chance to be a fan. I know the fans, they love to see the former players and everything like that. And they want to get autographs, take pictures. But for me, I'm not in pass anymore. So I get to engage and be a fan and, talk on experiences, be able to cheer on the team and just kind of relax, man. So it's a cool environment where, there's nothing that's super fancy to like, oh, you got to, carry yourself a certain way. It's like, hey, man, I can have fun. I can be myself. I can just hang out. And, Cleveland fans, we got the best fans in the nation. I've been saying that since I got to Cleveland. So it's always a good time when you go to a good city. You got some good food. You got some good entertainment. You got good company. So that's what I enjoy most. And then obviously we got Joe Thomas coming. I get to catch up with him.
The Hoff.
That's gonna be fun. Kevin Mack. Me and Kevin Mack, this our third year doing it together, and me and him grew closer just by doing these trips with True Fans. So it's a good time. It's a good time, man. I can't wait to see the fans.
So you obviously played for the Texans after your time with the Browns and Packers as well. But so you made it to Nashville many times in your NFL career. What's your favorite part about Nashville cuisine? Is it the hot chicken or is it the barbecue?
Man, first off, for my St. Louis people that's out there, born and raised, I always say we hands down got the best barbecue. But I will say Nashville's barbecue is top notch. I went out to Nashville to announce the Browns pick when we picked up Sione Takitaki. And that was my first time really experiencing it in terms of, not having to play a game or whatever, but just going out there and actually getting to dig into the barbecue and dig into the food without having to play a game the next day. And I enjoyed it, man. It was better than I expected. Like I said, coming from St. Louis, I think our barbecue is top notch, and I got my respect for Nashville. So it was a lot of fun.
What is your favorite thing from St. Louis barbecue? Like, what would be your
What's
go-to?
the order?
Yeah, what's the order?
Man, you got to get the baby back ribs, man. You got to get the St. Louis style ribs. Then you want to go up to Kansas City to get you some brisket to get the burnt ends.
The burnt ends.
Man,
He's doing the whole state.
Yeah, he is. That's right.
Kirko, you're doing the whole state.
Yeah, I'm doing all the state because you got to represent. So you got to get the ribs from St. Louis.
Yeah,
and then you got to get the burnt ends from Kansas City, and then obviously, I'm a Asian cuisine guy too. So we got the Chinese food that's crazy. You get a chicken St. Paul. I don't know if y'all heard about that.
No,
I've never heard of it.
Man, see, y'all about to have me be a foodie.
That's fine.
Just
We
break
like
y'all
it.
everything.
Chicken St.
But
oh, look at that.
yeah, chicken St. Paul. It's two Wonder Bread
I see it.
and slices, and then you have either chicken or shrimp with mayonnaise. You got pickles on there, and it's super good, man.
That
Can
looks
be
all right.
found in many
So-
Chinese American restaurants in St. Louis, Missouri,
How
and
about
other
that?
places Unbelievable. Sandwich consists of an egg
Yeah,
foo
man.
young patty made with mung bean sprouts and minced white onions, served with dill pickle slices, white onion mayonnaise, and lettuce between 2 slices of white Wonder Bread. Unbelievable.
That's pretty good,
Yeah,
man.
it's-
I have never heard of that.
I have
it's
not.
good.
No.
Hey, look, man, you learn something new every day.
Exactly. It's all we're constantly trying to learn.
Kirko, it is great hearing
Yeah.
from you, buddy. Can't wait, and so cool to have you back in the
Can't wait
mix
to
with
see you in
some
Nashville.
Browns legends. Look forward to seeing you in Nashville, bud.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait to see y'all, too, man. Go Browns.
There he is, great Christian
Browns.
Kirksey joining us. You just heard from Kirko. You have the opportunity to hang out with him this October in Nashville. Just head to browns.com/travel, flights, tailgates, pep rally, game tickets. It's all included. That's browns.com/travel for more. Second hour of the program coming up next. You'll listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're brought to you by Ballybet and the Ballybet Sportsbook. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Today's show is brought to you by Elkin Elk. For a team of injury lawyers dedicated to every client every day, call 1-800-ELK Ohio. Elkin Elk's proud partner of your Cleveland Browns. We were talking a little bit before Kirko joined us about the NFL and their ruling, trying to buttress the college rulings on all of this. You have a statement from the NFL, Dr. Z?
Yeah, this is actually, with the meetings going on right now, this is same but different. So it is a joint statement from the NFL and NFLPA, but this is actually about player safety.
Oh, okay.
So they have worked to update the league's on-field accountability system. The goal is simple: make the game safer by focusing discipline on the techniques most likely to result in player injury rather than players who make isolated mistakes during competition. Beginning this season, there will be greater emphasis on 5 player health and safety rules violations: the hip drop tackle, the horse collar tackle, launching, hit on a defenseless player, and blindside blocks. Players who commit 3 offenses in any of these categories during a season will be suspended for 1 game. Players who commit only 1 violation will receive 50% of their fine back at the end of the season. While violations in these categories will carry forward to subsequent seasons, all players will begin 2026 with a clean slate. Players who will also have a clearer and faster path to reducing the impact of prior offenses than under the previous system. Coaches will be required to join players in meetings with the NFL for players approaching the suspension threshold. Clubs with excessive health and safety rules violations will also face increased financial penalties. The NFL and NFLPA will also include former coach Ron Rivera, who played 9 seasons in the NFL, to the pool of former players who oversee the on-field discipline hearings. In addition, players who commit a single offense in eligible categories will now have the entire amount of that fine returned to them at the end of the season if it's only 1 single. This approach distinguishes between isolated mistakes and repeated conduct that jeopardizes the health and safety of the players. Player safety is a shared responsibility. These changes focus on the techniques that create the greatest risk while ensuring player, coach, and club accountability. I think they mean these changes focus on the techniques that will reduce the risk while ensuring player, coach, and club accountability. Together, we believe this approach will continue to make the game safer for all players. So that's there. Now, one other thing that I heard as well, that they are committed to reducing taunting and fun and any of those things in the NFL. And I say, Why? Great question. Don't know it. 2, I also say, as somebody who has had the pleasure of working for an NFL team now for 14 seasons, getting to know all these players, getting to be on the sidelines for 9 seasons, and getting to know what they go through physically, just how explosive, fast, and violent the game truly is. When you do what you're supposed to do, celebrating should be all good.
1,000%.
All good. You don't like it, stop it.
And by the way, what are you worried about?
I don't know. People, they're taunting and this.
So it's a bad example for what? Children? Look at your kid's phone someday. You want a bad example for children? It's fed to them nonstop. You're worried about somebody celebrating after a touchdown? I couldn't possibly care less.
I agree.
I just think it's such a waste of time, and I think it's so unnecessarily punitive. Yes, of course, for example, you don't want an entire team coming on the field to celebrate a touchdown. Okay, fine. Nobody wants the danger of that potentially leading to a fight. You score a touchdown, you get a sack, and you're going to hit somebody with a penalty for that? No,
let them celebrate. I think that I'm fine with them saying, you can't stand over anybody. It can't be a taunt, can't be a lewd act. It can't be a violent act. I get all of those things, but let's just let people have fun.
Okay, so hip thrusts, anything with a weapon, miming, get rid of that. Everything else, go live. Go live. Go live, man.
Yeah, let them live.
I mean, come on. Icky Shuffle's fun. Billy White Shoes Johnson, it's fun.
Yes, of course. Right.
Dion prancing into the end zone, It's fun.
Of course it is.
I do think on this...
That's why we remember it still these years later.
Of course. How else would I know Billy White Shoes Johnson's name? It's the only way. I also think that on this one with the physicality of this stuff, I think that some of this stuff is really hard and subjective. And I think the NFL gets into a lot of gray area with subjective rulings of this is this or this was the intent. This stuff's happening so fast. It's so fast.
Yeah.
Well, it's getting into the whole college football targeting mess.
Right, which is a disaster, that rule. So I think that's really tough. The NFL helping college on that. I'm curious to see where all that goes and where the lawsuits come with those guys who are in NFL rosters who are now back in college football and if the colleges actually play them. It's going to be fascinating. Gibba, you guys had asked us. I've seen this now a little, maybe a second time this week. We have not done the exercise. So ESPN's Bill Barnwell released 5 teams most likely to improve and 5 teams who are most likely to take a step back in 2026, 2027. And so what I believe you want from us from a marching order standpoint is to do our own versions of this. Is this
I
correct?
say I haven't looked at it.
Yes, we would love for you to put your 5 together.
Okay. So
who are most likely to improve, and we will compare to Bill Barnwell's list, and we'll do thing or not a thing.
All right. Number 1.
So this is based on
last year to this year?
last year's standings?
Yes.
Okay. Cincinnati Bengals, number 1 most likely to improve. They were 6-11 last year. I think they have the most complete starting roster in the American Football Conference.
Okay.
That's my number 1.
And the criteria, again, is record improves. Most likely to improve.
I'm looking to see if there's anything else.
I'm going to go,
because
okay.
With Barnwell, he's got a book here.
Yeah.
Um,
So improved, number 1 for me would be Cincinnati.
okay, hold on. I'm just going through and making my notes right now.
I got another one. Most likely to improve from last year, the Dallas Cowboys. 7-9-1. They invested heavily on the defensive side of the ball. Weapons everywhere. Caleb Downs, day 1 starter. Everybody down there says he's special. Dallas Cowboys from 7-9-1 improved. Most likely to improve.
All right, I
got another one.
I got one for you. Can I have one?
I got one.
I got
I
one.
got another great one.
The Kansas City Chiefs. Same. 6-11 last year.
Yep.
I believe that they will improve.
Yeah. Yes. Kansas City Chiefs 100% will improve year to year.
I'll say the Commanders as well, 5-12. I think they will be better than that.
It's funny. I'm talking a lot about that division right now in the morning, and the one thing, like, they are so bad. They are so bad up front in Washington that like I've asked like everybody that I've had on this week about them, and everyone has picked them 4th in that division, which is, you know,
We'll revisit it later.
Who knows if they know anything?
I just need them to get to 6-10.
Well,
6
that,
and 11.
that would do it. No, I'm with you because you feel like Jaden coming back, they'll be good.
Yeah.
I got another one. New Orleans.
So New Orleans was my 5th. Came down to Dallas or New Orleans. Because
So you and I have the same then.
with one exception, you have not mentioned. I have the Baltimore Ravens.
You're with me on Cincinnati and
Oh yeah,
Kansas City, obviously.
yeah. But I've got the Baltimore Ravens.
Most likely to improve.
8-9
Yeah,
last
8
year.
and 9.
Didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's an easy one.
I think
I'll
they
go.
will.
I'll go. It's Baltimore, gentlemen. Baltimore. That's my 5. Cincinnati, Dallas, New Orleans, Kansas City, Baltimore.
Yep.
Do you have his list?
I do.
Go ahead. Most
You
likely
have
to
2
improve.
of those 5.
Come on.
Well,
Cincinnati and Kansas City
are
hopefully are layups.
automatics.
Since he's not on the list.
That's insane.
So you think Cincinnati's going to go 6-11
or worse.
or worse?
I'm not really sure.
Okay, then come on, Bill. What are we doing?
Yeah. Kansas City is at the top of his list. Number 2 on his list, and we can agree that's a thing because you guys put him on that list.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 on his list, the Detroit Lions at 9-8. Thing or not a thing?
I think they're good. I don't have a problem with it.
5 teams most likely to improve.
I mean, if they could, I could see them winning 10 or 11 games, but I don't see them going 13-4 or something like that.
This is where the rose-colored glasses come on for the great city of New York. He's got the New York Giants.
A lot of people buying that hype. I'm not buying Jackson Dart.
You got to stay healthy.
No, I'm just not.
Yeah, he's got the G-men. By the way, then he follows it up and says, here's an encore. I'm going with the Jets, too.
Oh, jeez. I mean, they were 3-14, so by definition, they can't
should be
a whole lot worse.
They have the 6th easiest schedule. They were 3-5 in games decided by 7 or fewer points. Is that because we jumped off sides and that helped turn the tide on that?
Yeah, I can't do that. I can't do both New York
Nope.
teams. No.
And then the
How does
final,
he not have Cincinnati on there? That's crazy. He thinks
the
they're gonna be
final
worse
one is
than 6-11.
Baltimore.
Baltimore. Okay. All right. Now, going the opposite direction.
Go in the opposite direction.
All right. You ready? You got one?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. I'll let you go first.
First one's going to be the New England Patriots.
It'd be hard for them to match.
I mean, they won 14 games.
Yeah, Buffalo will come right back in this thing, even though they added AJ
They won 14
Brown.
games. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just too much.
Too much.
I have no problem with New England. Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yep, they're on my list.
10-7 last year. I don't see it again.
Same. I got the Jacksonville Jaguars at 13-4.
Yep.
Again, I think the Patriots are going to be good and be a playoff team, but 13-4. That's a lot.
I had Jacksonville on my list as well. Denver Broncos.
Yeah, 14-3. It's just too hard to be 14-3.
Denver Broncos. So there's 4. There are 4. Who is your 5th?
So I've got 2 more.
I wrote down 2 more as well.
I've got the Miami Dolphins. I don't think they're going to be 7-10.
No.
And then this one hurts me to say, but I just think they're traveling too much. I think there's too much going on with the owner. You got the Kyle thing. You've got the substation. You've got all of it. I just think this is
Substation.
the 49ers.
Pedro.
I still think I'm still liking them 10-7, but that 10-7 is not 12-5.
So the other 2 that the 2 that I wrote down beyond what you said, and I was kind of flip-flopping between, one of them is personal, and that is Carolina. I don't think they'll win the division. I don't think they're winning 8 games. I think they fall back a little bit. And then the other one I still think they're going to be very, very good, but they've just had a lot of injuries and such, and it's hard to I just think Seattle at 14-3, like they come back a little bit. And I think the Rams are ascending, and that division's just hard. So I think they come back a little bit.
Yeah, that's fair.
But, I still think they're a playoff team and all that.
I mean, when was the last time the top 3 teams in a division all had 12 or more wins?
Oh,
You had
jeez.
38 wins out of the top 3
Out of those
teams.
3, yeah. Entire NFC South under 500, by the way, as well last year.
By the way, if you cherry-picked, so they had 38 wins.
Yep.
If you cherry-picked the best 3 teams in the NFL not in their conference and added them up, you got 14, 13, and 14. So you had 28, 41. Only 3, the top 3 teams in the rest of the league had 3 more wins than the 3 teams in one conference, in one division.
In one division.
One division.
Jeez. All right, what's he got?
His number 1 team, the Chicago Bears.
I don't see that at all. Well, they only won 11 games last year, right? Yeah, they were 11-6.
Yes.
Okay.
His number 2 team, as I scroll down, the Denver Broncos.
Okay,
All right, we mentioned them.
Number 3 on Bill Barnwell's list, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
All right, so far so good.
Yep. And number 4, Carolina.
Okay, mentioned them.
And number 5 on his list, the New England Patriots. And I agree.
You know it's bad radio, and yet you agree.
They took advantage of kind of a perfect storm. Not to say that they're not. I'm sure if I were to say to you, will the New England Patriots win a Super Bowl with Mike Vrabel and Drake May? My guess is you'd say, yeah, probably. I mean, the odds are against anybody doing that, but yeah, probably. But they also took advantage of a perfect storm last year with all of the quarterback injuries and everything that happened around the league. So, no, Cincinnati's pretty crazy.
It is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean,
It's nuts.
That's the most obvious one to me.
Like, people are like, oh, the defense still sucks. They put some money in and upgraded that defense.
Go look at our lads and pull up their defensive front.
It's pretty darn good.
Yeah.
And Jamar Chase yesterday was on the ESPN radio affiliate down there yesterday, right after he had the scare. And he was like, that defensive line makes it all go. He goes, that is a much different unit than a year ago.
Well, I mean, if you want to be critical of their secondary, still fine, but they return every starter on the offensive front as well. And on the defensive front, they now have Dexter Lawrence, Jonathan Allen, Boye Mafe, and then behind him, they've drafted like Shamar Stewart. I mean, they got Miles Murphy, who was a 1 in 2023. Like, they put a ton of emphasis on the front. Their back end, I think you could still have some questions with if they can hold up there, but they're basically banking on that front wreaking enough havoc.
They're real high on one of their rookie. It's either rookie or young wide receivers.
It's
in camp.
Oh gosh,
no, G-man.
it's not Yoshavash.
It's not.
No,
I mean, Jamar Chase said it. I think it's Burton. Jermaine Burton.
He's in his second year out
Second
of
year.
Alabama. Yeah.
And they were like, he's turning a lot of heads down there.
Well, he's an incredible talent. The reason he went where he was were issues not necessarily related to his talent. He was inactive for a good portion of last year and was. Some people thought maybe on
Seems
his
to
way,
maybe have figured it out here a little bit.
maybe on his way out there. We're sure it's Burton.
No, I'm not sure it's Burton.
Mitch Tinsley, maybe.
No.
I thought is Burton there.
I don't think he's on that roster.
I thought they got
even
rid
on
of
that
him.
team.
I think they got rid of him. Charlie Jones, Colby Young.
Who's he raving about?
Yeah, Burton's not even. He's not even there. Yeah, he's been waived. He was waived at the end of last season.
I don't.
Our sophisticated football audience knows that Jermaine Burton is long gone. And Gibbe, this is not
the help
right
of-
now compelling radio.
With the help of G-Man. That's the first time G-Man's ever let Gibby down.
No, he didn't.
Oh, he didn't?
No.
All right. Well,
He's
you guys get to
trying.
the bottom of that.
You get to the bottom
There's
of-
someone he was raving about. I'll go back and listen.
All right.
Real quick, before we go to break here, there was a listener who's been a listener to the program for a little while, but not long enough to have all the answers. It's Joe, and I can't finish the rest of his thing. Says, I'm a noob here, but been listening pretty consistently since April. Why do you call it First Friday?
So
State of mind, brother.
Yep, state of mind. It's 25 years ago, something like that. I was in Florida at the time, and I never liked the spelling of Wednesday. I thought
Wednesday?
Yeah, I hated that. I thought Hump Day sounded dumb, and there was nothing kind of that was like something to do on a Wednesday. Like every other night had like Mondays when you go to AJ's and it was a sports bar, and Tuesdays you do this, and Thursdays you do this. And so we were looking for something on Wednesday, and it just occurred to me, why not treat Wednesday like Friday?
Do it.
And just have a cocktail, enjoy yourself.
Live.
And what's the worst that can happen? You got to get through a Thursday, and then you get another Friday.
Then you're right back to Friday.
It's easy. So it really has become like a mind space, a headspace thing for me. Like truly, like beyond just having a cocktail, just this idea of like when you get to Wednesday, when you get to First Friday, the week's kind of cooked.
Yep.
It's kind of in the rear view, baby.
Yeah, now we're
You're smooth sailing.
Colby Young,
Colby Young. Okay, there you go.
6'5" kid out of Georgia. Rookie.
Georgia.
And he is turning a lot of heads.
Add more fun to your fan of the Bally Bet Sportsbook app. Download today. Get 50 back in bonus bets. You place your first wager of 10 or more. Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're brought to you by Bally Bet. The Bally Bet Sportsbook. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. This month's winner of the local business platform presented by Minuteman is Locally Spruce. Find quality local brands, artists, and authors, products for you, and gifts at Locally Spruce. Get event dates and more store information at locallyspruce.com. Jordan Reed tempts us. This is what happens. You have too many weeks between seasons. It's just
That's why we
right.
just need to be playing.
We need to be playing games. Should have done week 0 in college football last week, and we should be doing week 1 this week. Next week should be Texas and Ohio State and NFL, and let's go.
I would love that on Saturday at Labor Day. We're off.
Everybody
we don't
would.
have anything going on. It's a win.
Yeah.
That's what happened last year.
Yeah, this year the
It's
college,
the calendar. We just got messed up on the calendar.
calendar got messed up, and nobody kind of saw it. I don't know why anybody didn't adjust the calendar. The week 0 games next week on Labor Day it's pretty brutal. I mean,
No,
it's,
week 1.
I'm sorry, that's week 1. The week 1 game, week 0 is this week. Week 1 Labor Day. So we do have USC plays on Saturday against San Jose State, and I think North Carolina plays TCU.
In Dublin.
In Dublin, yeah, which I'm sure they're really jacked up for that. The week 1 Thursday nighters, I mean, Arkansas, Pine Bluff, and Missouri, and Utah and Idaho, so not even a banger to open it with. Then the Friday games, nothing of any substance. What's the best game of the weekend? Is it LSU and Clemson or something?
Next weekend?
No, I'm saying late. Yeah, LSU Clemson's the primetime game on Saturday night of Labor Day. Then the Sunday games are the Apple Cup, Washington State, Wisconsin, Notre Dame. So you get a look at C.J. Carr in that one at 7:30, and then the 7:30 ABC game is Louisville Ole Miss. They should have flipped those and had one on each day. Then Monday Night Football is the beloved Ponies against Florida State. So
Beloved Ponies.
that's your boy. That one's coming from my heart. Knowles and Ponies, man. Hate to see that.
Colorado, Georgia Tech. When do they play? Thursday night.
Like in 2 days?
No.
A week.
Week 1.
Week 1.
Week 1. Week 1. Yeah. Week 0.
Week
I don't think
0
there's
is
anything.
gross.
Yeah, I don't think there's.
That is significant.
So this weekend you got North Carolina TCU at noon. That's the best game. San Jose State USC. Jordan Maeva would be fun to watch. Quarterback USC. He's at 3:00 on NBC. You got NC State Virginia.
G-Man will be watching all day.
Miami Stanford. I mean, it's bad. There's nothing. There's nothing week 0 that you need to really pay attention to. The best ones were. It's probably seeing Maeva play for USC if you want to get a look at him, and then North Carolina TCU, I guess, as Belichick is trying to close out the string.
Like, what are people
Carolina.
even saying about that football team this year?
Nothing good.
Are they even top 25?
No, gosh, no. No,
I mean,
no,
so what are we doing?
I would like the receipts of all the NFL people who don't follow college football who said that he was going to turn North Carolina into the 33rd NFL team.
Yeah.
And that he was going to do things totally differently and it's going to work. I would love to see the receipts.
They did
on
not
that.
have a player drafted this past year. Am I correct on that?
I
don't think
can't,
one player got drafted.
I'm not doing Tar Heel Daily, but I can't think of a single one. And
Thank God I quit. Screw that.
You're
stuff.
out. And I'm I don't. I mean, just from like portal recruiting, nothing. There's nothing there. There's nothing.
It's wild.
He'll be fired after this year.
Fired. Like,
It's kind of like the opposite of Jerry Tarkanian coaching the Spurs.
if
A little bit.
if he never
forgot about
if
that,
he decided, like the plan was believed to be, that Brady leaves, it's over, I just retire, sail off in the sunset, Josh McDaniels takes over the Patriots at that point.
Yep.
Which is why that's why Josh McDaniels thought that was the plan when he went to New England and went to Indy and then backed out.
Yep.
Like this, how he is looked at has to have changed dramatically. Couldn't win without Brady. Now he goes to college, and it is a disaster of epic proportions.
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, just from I'm just trying to think just beyond the NFL, like just sports in general, like legendary coach and a fish out of water experience that, I mean, it's Urban to Jacksonville. Except
Yes.
Urban is, a young man who could have had any college job he wanted at any point he wanted it. So it's like he had college options,
But-
all that he wanted. So whereas Belichick didn't have NFL options. So but that's probably as close.
I'm just saying, let's say after the 2019 season, as a 6-time Super Bowl champion, when they've won They would have won at that point 3 of the last 6. It goes 12-4 that year, right? That's still Brady in 19, if I'm not mistaken. They lost to the Titans in the playoffs, and that was Brady's last game as a Patriot. If he hangs it up right there,
Oh, you're saying he doesn't do the Cam Newton, he doesn't do Mac Jones, he's done.
does not coach again. He does not have 7-9, 10-7,
He doesn't,
8-9,
because at that
4-13.
point, that's interesting because at that point he probably could have had any NFL job he wanted if he wanted to have it. At that point,
Yeah.
probably could have had any opening.
I'm saying he could have just said,
Or he could have
done.
said, I'm done. Yeah.
I mean, he'd been
That's
coaching
interesting.
since
Okay.
1991.
Yep.
If he does that there, his reputation relative to what it is going to be whenever he is quote unquote done is, to me, so vastly different.
If he does it there, he's viewed in NFL circles the way Nick Saban is viewed in college football.
He's on the
circles.
Mount Rushmore of greatest
Yes.
coaches of all time.
Yes. The way Saban walks around now. Saban was smart. Saban learned from his mentor and got out while the getting was still good. He didn't let it deteriorate. Bill let it deteriorate. Nick kind of saw it was coming. The landscape was changing. I'm not going to be able to stockpile talent like this. I'm going to shut it down, and he's revered still everywhere. Belichick could have had the same thing, but didn't. And now it's really weird. It's a strange end. I'm trying to just think of like other. Even like college coaches like that.
It's not even Jordan with the
elsewhere.
Wizards, which people have kind of just forgotten about, or it's
definitely not that because I don't think Jordan with the Wizards. Like I don't think Jordan came back with that with like the arrogance that he was going to be what he was.
right.
Like Belichick and Lombardi and all those clowns when they went to. Belichick's not a clown, but the rest of them are. And when they went to Carolina, like they really thought they were going to do something revolutionary. And I remember talking on this show, like, does Mike Lombardi know high school coaches?
We talked to people. We know people who said that
Are
it
you
was
willing to
gonna-
work year round?
that it was going to revolutionize college football, and it's what every major
Really
program
smart
had
NFL
already
people.
been doing.
And I'm like, yeah, Florida State was doing that in 01.
Yeah,
Like, we're going to have their own dorms and they're going to eat together as a team.
they're
Yeah.
going to have their own
They all
first class training, and
it's all do it.
Stop in Columbus on your way down.
right,
It's right there. Like,
right
I mean,
there.
it's yeah. No, it is a crazy thing, and he's not going to make it through the year. I think one of his kids took a leave of absence
Correct.
too. So
Yeah.
there's that. I mean, there's
His
also.
son was like the defensive coordinator, I think.
I thought I saw that they were playing Lombardi like $2 million,
To do what?
and he's got the investigation with the behavior. Like, holy smokes! Not only will he not last through this year because it's going to go bad. Not only that, but like whoever hired him is probably out.
I would assume that AD.
Yeah, like Carolina athletics are in a bit of a mess because basketball hasn't gone. I know you love it. Basketball hasn't
I
gone
love
particularly well.
It's fine. It's not like my guy's getting it done 20 minutes away.
But at least you got the number one team in the country at some point every year.
Yeah,
so
that's
you can
right.
walk in saying you got a chance.
Yep.
Like Carolina doesn't have that, and now they got the coach Malone, the guy who coached the Nuggets, is the coach at Carolina.
Yeah.
They ran Hubert Davis. It's wild.
Yeah, you ran the star alum.
Yeah,
Good job by you.
they did. Yeah. Hey, Browns fans, enter the Dog Dash sweepstakes presented by Milk Phone for a chance to have your pup compete in the annual dog races during halftime of the Browns-Ravens game on October 18th. Grand prize includes 2 season tickets for the 27 season, Milkbone for a year. Visit clevelandbrowns.com/milkbone to enter. This is a treat. Z one-on-one with our good buddy, Coach Tarver. That's coming up next. You'll listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're brought to you by Ballybet and the Ballybet Sportsbook. Please bet responsibly.
Welcome back to Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. And no, it's not Christmas, folks. It just feels that way because we have our great friend of the program, linebacker coach Jason Tarver, with us. Tarver, how you doing?
I'm good. I love the intros that you give me every time, too. So
well, they're justified. They're earned. We get excited when we get to spend a little time here together. How do you kind of assess this training camp, how it's all gone? It feels long. I don't know if it's felt long to you guys and the players, but this has felt like a long time, obviously, right out here on these fields.
Well, I think it's been good. We got a lot of good reps, and a lot of our younger players have got a ton of experience, and you can see it. They're getting better on the field, off the field, study habits, learning how to get their bodies ready day in and day out. That's part of camp, is you got to do it every day, and you got to be better the next day.
So I said it's like Christmas to get to talk to you. I bet you thought it was like Christmas when Carson Schlesinger returned to the field for you. What's it like been getting number 49 back?
It's good. He's back doing some things, and then he'll ramp up even more. But, yeah, it's good to see Carson. But what was great about it is our younger linebackers got to assume the role of the play callers, and that's helped us both for depth for them personally and also for our defense.
Well, I know you're a stickler that even if you can't be out here physically, you got to be out here mentally. Carson was out here every day. What was it like with him in the meeting room? So I'm sure all he wants to do is play football, but how's he still been there as kind of, really the leader in that room coming off of being the defensive rookie of the year?
Yeah, we have competitions to see who answers things quickly or makes the call or knows the next whatever, check whatever. And so Carson likes to be first. And it's always good when somebody gets ahead of him a couple of times, just keep him challenged. But he was great. He had different assignments on the field. Sometimes just help a young player, make sure their stance is good. Or watch Nate. Hey, check Nate's eyes. Or things like that. He had a lot of tasks, not only to help himself put his eyes in the position, but also help the players get better.
And he's going into his second year.
Yeah.
But you feel like he's like a coach in the room already.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How about Quincy Williams, who's come in and clearly you can see his speed, been a first-team All-Pro. Not many people do that in their career, been a first-team All-Pro in this defense. He brings a lot of energy, a lot of joviality, the Joker, the nickname, all of it. What's it been like with Quincy?
Quincy, you said it. And in the last couple days, getting ready to play, his speed has really showed up. And when Quincy sets his feet, gets his feet apart at the start of downs and gets his eyes right, there's not many faster than him. He says fastest linebacker. So anytime he doesn't look like it, then that way I can say, that didn't look like the fastest linebacker. So then Quincy, then the next play, he's even faster. So we're excited about him. We're excited about the whole room. And at any position in the NFL, you need all different body types because you don't know when things are going to happen. Sometimes you got to play downhill run game all the time. Sometimes you got to play in space. Quincy can do all of it, so we're glad he's here.
All right, let's go back to last week, the joint practice. Finally, you get to see, arguably the best offense in the NFL, led by arguably the best quarterback in the NFL right now. But you get to do it in a practice environment. How valuable was that Thursday here with the Buffalo Bills?
Oh, extremely valuable. That quarterback, he's basically me sitting on your shoulders tall, and he can throw it from any angle at any point in time, and it's great to see because you go in and go, all right, look, if you're even, he's going to throw it. And it happened a few times. And what's cool about it happening is, you said it, is practice, so we can learn. So it's good to see different people. You mentioned them a little bit. Big offensive line, a little bit different blocking schemes, different motions that our offense runs. Awesome, because we get to practice our rules against a real opponent before we play a real opponent. So it was great for that aspect, every aspect. Individual players, as a defense, seeing plays we haven't seen, sometimes getting absolutely after them, and sometimes things to learn from.
You have been in this league in a prominent role, and you're old enough to remember, just like I am, when the preseason was, in the first game, the starters play an entire quarter. In the second game, they play an entire half. In the third game, they usually play, they call it the dress rehearsal. They play 3 quarters of football, ones-on-ones. That's gone. Nobody in the league really seems to have a true consensus on how to operate that. So do those practices, like the one against Buffalo, are they more important? Is that really probably the most important day of this whole offseason?
Yes, because it's going full speed against somebody else. Different schemes, different humans, because it gives you, every day's different, every person's different, every game's different, and you got to figure it out. That's what's great about football. You got to figure it out quickly, using your rules with your team, your communication. And you don't really, you study, but you don't know what order they're going to pick plays. There's only 2 things they can do. They can run or they can pass, and an RPO is both. That's what we say in the room, because as soon as it's, we'll find it. But there's nothing better than that. And just the increased level of competition. So you need that. And it also allows you to, anytime now, it's a normal practice, after that go, hey, remember what happened when we're not going all the way up. Let's go. Start your tempo. Let's go.
What's the biggest difference for you in your room when next week, in the middle of next week, we talked with Todd Monken last night on the Todd Monken Show, and he said, maybe next Wednesday, so that's when we're transitioning to regular practice. We're going to still do some ones-on-ones before that, but then we'll transition. How does that affect what you guys are doing when you're getting into full, actually game plan mode? It's not ones-on-one scout team and all that, and you're getting ready for Jacksonville.
Well, I think you mentioned it. Without the fourth preseason game, that the week before the first week is very important to do not only ones versus ones, because we have to gear still. We still need contact. We still need to learn how to play with pads. We still need some of that. So that week is very important now, to make sure you still have all your timing.
Yeah.
What happens with whatever you're playing, not the starters, every team's different, like you said. For us, we need the timing. So that week's very important. That is going to be next week is going to be a big practice week for us, not only against offense versus defense, but just playing in pads, shedding blocks, all those good things that come with real football and pads.
All right, so tomorrow night, preseason finale, national TV, New England Patriots. Al Michaels going to be on the call. Starters aren't playing, we know that. But in your room, not a whole lot of guys in your room to begin with. And we saw last week, you're going to have guys, who haven't played in a while. Buki, Winston, they're going to play. They might play 60 minutes for all we know in these games. How good was it to see them get all that work last week against the Bills and then know that these young guys who need these reps, Easton and Buki and Wynn and Justin Jefferson, are going to get all they can handle again on Thursday night?
Oh, yeah, it's great. We talked about it today. We're all excited about getting the reps and getting better, and this is a time when you can do it. And at some point, you're battling for roster spots, you're battling for playing time, you're battling for your depth chart, all of it. All of it's alive. And learning how to make your next play your best play can happen for those guys. Another thing, linebackers play special teams, so they'll have to cover all the kicks and then go play defense. That's incredibly tiring. So that is cool, because the ultimate measure, the ultimate measure is, can you do it when you're tired? And we'll get to see some of that tomorrow.
When you look at these young guys in the reps, Easton Mascarenas Arnold stepping in, obviously, alongside Quincy, Winston, Buki, Justin, all the reps they've gotten. How have you seen those guys improved? And I'll start with Easton, who it really feels like has kind of said, look, I can be that third guy here.
He's become a pro because he studies. He wants to know every linebacker position, what everybody's doing. He wants to make the call, and then he has great pride in helping everybody get the call, get everything right, and make a play. And his study habits have gotten better and better. Really proud of just his process. And then if you tell Easton to work on something, he's working on it. Get off blocks faster. Check. He's doing that. Just keep going in his process. The more experience. There's still some things he hasn't seen. Second-year player. That's cool, but proud of his process.
You told me earlier, we were joking, if you had to go into a fracas, you want Winston Reed with you. What do you love about Wynn, and why do you want him with you?
We were kind of joking. I want Wynn with me. When he loves contact. When he sees it, he goes. And what we've been working on with Wynn, because he's been off for years, is his eye progressions at the line of scrimmage. Some have been outstanding. First preseason game, it's really hard to get 3 PPUs in a game as a linebacker.
Yeah.
He got three in a quarter and a half. So that was cool. But it's eye progression, and he hadn't played in a year. So it's getting used to, I'm in this spot. Where do my eyes go? What's this? And he's gotten better and better. So we just want to see him keep going, because we know he'll hit you if he's in the right spot.
Yeah, it seems like Buki's come a long way, certainly in his pass coverage, getting in drops, got his hands on the ball. Even that joint practice against the Buffalo Bills there was almost able to take one the other way. What have you seen from him as he's kind of continued to develop?
Yeah, same thing, because he hadn't played in a while. So his feel of reading run passes has gotten better. He had a great break on third down last week where we had some fear, broke all the way from hash to hash, and that's one of the drills we do, is you got to be able to cover 6 yards sideways. We call it 12-yard break. It's a drill that's been at football. Wade Phillips and Greg Minuski and all kinds of great coaches do it, and he's just gotten better and better. That's taking the drill to the game. So when Nate does things like that, that's really good. So powerful, learning how to control his body again, because Nate is taller, so keeping his feet apart on contact, he's getting better at those, and we want to see that this week too.
And how's the young guy Justin Jefferson coming along?
Justin loves contact, and he plays. He's fast, he's quick, he's got a good feel for football. With all young guys, it's the same. You got to get aligned right and put your eyes in the right spot. So when he's done that, there's been some good flash plays. There was a couple runs again in the first game where he was right. There's a couple last week. He's a little bit better with his hands. But what he's learning is when his eyes aren't right or he looks at the wrong thing, then he's a little bit late. And that's progression from every young human and linebacker and safety and any position. So he's working through that right now, as all rookies do. But we like how much Justin likes contact and loves to play.
These guys realize that this is a big game for them. The guys that are going to be playing on Thursday night, it's an opportunity not only to say, I belong on this 53. It's to say, we're good in this room. Look at all the reps we've got. Look at the progress we made. We don't need to bring somebody else in. There's a lot at stake for your room, I think, in this game. Do you agree?
That's pretty close to what we just said before our walkthrough right now is this is your opportunity. Let's go. And it's everything you always wanted. You've built your whole life for this. Your whole life, football life is shoot. Let's go play. It's a game. Next play is my best play. Let's go. And that's what we're talking about today, and we'll talk about more tonight.
Tarv, you're the best. We appreciate the time. Good luck to you and your guys on a Thursday night there against Patriots with the eyes of the nation watching the Cleveland Browns.
Thank you. Great to be here as always. Go Browns.
And that'll do it for this edition of Cleveland Browns Daily. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. We're back tomorrow. Cleveland Browns Daily, 8:50, ESPN Cleveland.